See it, but when I look at these things, I think about Hayek and I think about James Buchanan. I think about, is this a knowledge problem? Is it a fatal conceit from a sort of a Hayek point of view, or is it about power as I think the public choice model would tell us that these are just bureaucrats accumulating power and resources? Were they dumb or were they sinister?
It's the old classic libertarian choice, isn't it? Right? I think it's a false choice because it could indeed be both. I think some of them were. I think some of them had hubris, or some of them thought they knew more than they did. But others, I don't see how we say anything other than sinister. Like what's happening in Canada, the lockdown. There are parts of Canada where COVID has basically disappeared, and these people can't even go to a playground. It is insane what's been done to them, and after a while, I think some people, they cannot live in a world where this was all a waste. So they refuse to live in that world. So suddenly their tormentors become their heroes. These people are keeping me safe. They can't, and you can't even reach them. You say, look, here are the charts. They won't even look at them. I don't even want to see the charts. Why do you not want to see the charts? I thought you were the scientific ones. It's, so I don't really, honestly, I don't know how to answer that. But I do think some of them, the public sector is very quick to accuse the private sector of being inhabited by greedy people who just are yearning for more wealth and power and influence. Why would the public sector be exempt from this? They're the same species as the rest of us. Couldn't you imagine, at least if you were a sinister person, that if you were in a situation where at least half the public was ready to do whatever you said, that every week you would have another press conference arbitrarily announcing that now we're reopening at 35% capacity. There's no scientific foundation for any of that. But you're the one who's saving lives by engaging in all this disruption of everybody's lives. You could imagine that there would be a rush to that. And I actually do think that that is behind some of it. And then thinking that, geez, if they go along with this, I wonder what else we could do place down the road, because we have a lot of ways we want to change the lives of these stupid rubes because they're too dumb to know what's good for them. Maybe we could take these powers and use them to train them to, not use as much electricity next time or not do this or that. So I guess I'm leaning towards sinister.
Yeah.
I think I talked myself into it.
I mean, it might have started as sort of this risk-averse thing where you have to do something, otherwise you get blamed for not doing something.
Right.
And once they got a taste of that power, once they wore the ring for a little bit too long, they're like, I'm digging this.
Yeah. But then we have to account for the red state governors, most of whom were not that much better than the blue state governors.
Right.
But what, oh gosh, thank goodness we have Ron DeSantis. Now, I already know. I know Ron DeSantis is not good on everything. He's not good on weed. He's not good on, I could come up with a bunch of things. And sometimes he says things that are kind of boomer and cringy. Okay, I get that. He's like your uncle who's pretty good on some things. And then you say, oh gosh, Uncle so-and-so, why are you saying this in front of the whole family? But he gave us that control group by saying in September, we're fully reopening, no capacity limit. I mean, there have been concerts in Florida. I saw Rob Schneider do a comedy show. It's been normal life, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. The numbers kept going down. Nothing happened. And there was that phony baloney story about how we were cooking the books and yeah. Okay. First of all, if the hospitals were in fact packed with COVID patients, that would get out. People would figure that out. So that was a ridiculous conspiracy to begin with, but. What I think happened was some of the other red state governors, I think Governor Abbott of Texas realized, I can't believe the political hay DeSantis is making out of thumbing his nose at Fauci. What if I start thumbing my nose at Fauci? And he did it. And then Fauci, meanwhile, was asked, how can you explain how Texas has done just fine? They just lifted all their restrictions. They've done just fine. And there's a part of you that thinks, well, he is Dr. Fauci. I mean, he does have some knowledge. Maybe he's got a good answer to that. And his answer was, I really don't know. Maybe they're doing a lot of things outdoors in Texas. I'm not joking. That was his answer. Maybe they're doing a lot of things outdoors. I don't know.